No one. Are we live yet?
Yeah, asking the same damn questions over and
I'm
over.
waiting for Facebook to say, "Oh, we tried, but we couldn't." So, and on my end, it's still saying we're not live yet. I don't know
Oops.
what is it. I truly don't get StreamYard sometimes.
Yeah, it's probably a StreamYard issue. So Facebook's always right.
Now it says, "Have you having trouble connecting? Please check your internet connection."
Uh-oh.
But it's
Better check your internet connection.
it's fine, fine. Now it was the LinkedIn says I'm live. StreamYard doesn't say I'm live, but LinkedIn says I'm live. So I'm gonna go with LinkedIn and say we're live.
Did you put it on my channel too?
Now it's live. Now it says it's live on mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see it.
Yeah.
You can see me eating string cheese again.
Yeah, like you said again. Yeah, and yeah, who is you again, sir? Mr. String Cheese Eater.
The bowl when Nicole and John Colder Ice Lawson. Boom. There
The
you go.
cheese eating John Colder Ice Lawson.
I keep saying it's so good. I'm sorry. I'm almost done. I've only got a couple strings left.
I'm Brent Leary. No cheese eating here.
But he's cheesy as hell.
Yeah,
Uh,
I look good. Sorry, look at me and look at you. Look at
what are you trying to say?
look at my image. Look at the quality.
Whatever.
Look at you. Yeah.
You know what? My natural is so much better than your fake.
Oh, ain't no nothing fake here, buddy. Ain't no virtual backgrounds for me. This is what it is. It's the real deal.
Well, I'm just glad you shaved this week. So
I had to shave
congratulations.
because I had to go on the road and do stuff. So, whenever you see me somewhat shaved, that means I had to come out of here. That's all that means.
There you go.
And I made it back. I was at Dreamforce. I was out in San Francisco for the first time in 3 years. I have to say, it was fun being out. I
Totally.
really, I enjoyed it. It was cool seeing all the same folks and,
Yep.
you know, getting
Yep.
out. I'll tell you one thing though, San Francisco really
Bad.
a lot nastier than it used to be.
Really
Yeah, I'm just saying. 3
interesting.
years looked like it might not have been cleaned in 3 years. I don't know.
Really?
It didn't look good at all.
Wow.
Hate to
That's
say
not
it.
cool.
It really, yeah.
That's
Well,
not cool. It's probably all them fucking people from Salesforce.
I'll refrain from the.
Throwing shit everywhere.
This was there before. You could tell this was there before Dreamforce. But I'll tell you right now.
Damn.
But
That's
anyway,
That's crazy.
it still didn't take away from the event, but it was rather noticeable. It looked like trash had been there for 3 years.
Well attended.
I believe they had about 40,000 people, which is, hey, look,
That's what, like a fourth of the number?
it's a yeah. Well, I think pre-COVID it was up to 170,000,
Mm.
but quite honestly, 40,000 was enough. I mean,
Yeah, that's a lot of people.
for the first real go around.
All the way back.
Look, but what was really cool about it was, all right, 40,000. So traditionally, you think 40,000 at an event. Oh my God, it must be just wall to wall. It wasn't, because compared to 170, 40 was a piece of cake.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't feel, congested. I didn't feel claustrophobic. Easily could get around. It was great. I was so relieved that there was only 40,000 people at this thing.
Hmm.
It was great.
Cool.
Weather was great. Could get around. Could walk
Content.
back and forth. Content was good. Big announcements. If you're into the CRM stuff and the enterprise stuff, huge, pretty huge announcements that took place. So I won't bore you with that. But
No, please don't. Please don't.
But needless to
Spare me.
say, big, big. Oh, and me and my, of course, Paul Greenberg. So we were lucky enough to get a private tour of the Salesforce Plus studios, which was very, very eye opening. It was very interesting to see the main place where they're creating all their content for their streaming service. Cool stuff, man. I mean, we'll be doing something a little later on that, but yeah, man, got a chance to do that. Got a chance to hang out with their chief medical officer, who is one of these folks that you see on TV. She actually trained under Dr. Fauci, and so she gave me a few Dr. Fauci stories behind the scenes kind of thing. Yeah, man, it was a good event. It was fun, as fun as
Wow.
you know.
Dr. Fauci stories.
There's some Dr. Fauci, nothing bad, of course.
Oh, come on now.
Dr. Fauci's not a bad. No, don't be looking over here for no bad Dr. Fauci story.
Come on, give up the tea on Dr. Fauci.
I don't drink tea, so there's that. But anyway, no, it was cool. And next week I'm going to Vegas, your town. Going to Vegas.
This is not my town.
That is your matter of fact. I'm going to that same place you were at. That was it, Naboo or something like that. What do you call that?
Naboo. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
the hotel. Mm-hmm.
Going, I'll be staying there. And thanks for the heads up. Now I know I won't do like you and spend 30 minutes in the
line. Horrible.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, you walk through the casino and find that tower, and you'll be fine.
Cool. Yep. So I'll be there next week for Sweet World.
You'll like it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Although, I don't really, Vegas ain't necessarily my place, but
yeah, but I kind of dug the fact that I don't know, for some reason the property is a good property in terms of, I didn't need to go anywhere if I didn't want to.
Well, I ain't going anywhere, so that's good.
You won't need to go out of the Caesar property.
All right.
Where
are all the Lawson family members at? Where's
I don't, there's a lot going on in the Lawson family right now.
Oh, okay.
They might be taking the day off.
Really?
I have no idea.
You hardly even know your cousin's name, so
that is not true. Why do you bring that up?
What's your cousin's last name again?
Lawson, stupid. Leave me alone. That's not. Yes. Anyway.
All right. Anyway. So.
Anyway.
So how much money did you lose today?
On what?
Stock market is we're zero. In bear territory. We're at the lowest of the year, 2020.
Zero.
You didn't. Because
you only lose when you sell.
What with the paper loss?
I don't even want to look. I don't check. Seriously, I do not check on down days. So it's going tanking. I'm like, forget it.
It was down, I think, as much as 800 points
at one point, right?
At one point, but it did come back and only closed down 486.
Yeah. I don't even open my and I'm looking around. I don't even have my cell phone to check. So
yeah.
I don't care.
If anybody is out there, do you read your statements on days like this, or I should say on years like this, right. But on days like this, when we hit an all new low for the year, we're officially in a bear market. Do you actually open your statement? Do you look at them online? Do you get the notifications that let you know that we're tanking?
I do get the notifications.
Do you read the notification?
They just say something's down 5%. Something's down 8%.
I see the Coinbase one, but I don't that doesn't matter to me.
Bitcoin didn't do too bad today.
Well, it didn't go down. Yeah,
it did, but barely.
Oh, okay. Well, what is it at around? It's still around the 20K mark?
Let me see. No, it's definitely not. No, it's at 18.8. So it went down 3% today so far.
Wow. Ether is down almost 20% since the merge.
Isn't that crazy?
20%.
That is so since the merge. That's not for the year.
When was the merge?
The merge was like 2 weeks ago.
Dang.
Yeah, maybe 10 days ago. It wasn't that long ago.
Mm.
You know, but it's down 58% for the year.
58%.
58%.
That's brutal.
Yes. And just think though, I bought it when it was like $150 and now it's $1,300. So
Well, at least you're all right. Did you sell it yet?
nope, I'm not going anywhere.
You're doubling down. You buying more?
Double. I will be. You know what? I keep buying. I keep buying. I keep buying. Those two. You know, ETH. It'll come back at some point. It will come back. So I ain't worried.
All right.
I'm good. I'm good with Bitcoin and Ethereum.
So, what's the overall thought process? Just ride it out?
You got to ride it out. You got to ride it out. I mean, it's like I said, you only lose when you take the money out. And I was telling somebody the other day, it's like if you look at the history of, you know, Bitcoin, I can't talk about ETH because it's not been that long. I mean, and even Bitcoin's not been that long, but it always rebounds over time. So if you got long money in it, keep it in it and it will come back. Now, if you're always buying at the high, you might want to pad some of your losses today.
That's like not what you're supposed to do.
You know, well, the thing is, you know, but that's when a lot of people get in. I was like, oh my God, it's up over 40,000. It's up over 50. It's up over 60,000. And that's when everybody jumps in and then it tanks.
A 30-year mortgage rates, as 30-year mortgage rates hit 6.7%.
Shit.
Dang.
That's too crazy.
Home buyers are facing payment shock. I bet they are.
You know, the thing but didn't we talk about this last time?
Maybe, I don't know.
But I remember when I bought my home, it was 9%.
Yeah. Well, I bought my home April of 1999, and it was 6.6 and 7/8. So we're almost there. We're almost back to that.
And I bought mine in 96, my first one in 96, and I'm pretty sure it was right around 9%.
I mean, I refinanced, and so I'm at 3 7/8. But
yeah,
that's a full 3 points.
That's crazy. In like 18 months.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, like 2 years ago, it was still way low.
There you go.
Do you think the Fed is just going to keep cutting? I mean, keep raising?
That's what the Fed says. So
that's what people are freaked out because they don't see an end to this, to the rating.
Oh, there's always an end.
Yeah, but they don't see it.
Well, you know, they didn't see this coming. So
the Fed seems to have gotten caught off guard.
The Fed waited way too long to do anything about
it. I think that's because, I guess when you think of the Fed, they still kind of act traditionally, and because it seemed like we went from scare of recession and unemployment to scare of inflation and needing to do interest rates like almost overnight.
Yeah, but you know, I mean, like we said, man, that COVID year changed everything. And I think everybody wanted things to go back to normal signal wise, and it just didn't. And people in countries, nations around the globe have been printing money like it's, you know, free money.
How could, I mean, I don't know, maybe hindsight is 2020, but it just feels like
hindsight is 2020.
Yeah. That's exactly. So why are these financial markets shocked that Amazon and all the e-commerce players were able to, get these ridiculous growth rates? because nobody could go outside and buy bricks and mortar. So they had to go there. So you see these unsustainable growth rates. And then when they start to turn, they're not necessarily going negative. They're just not accelerating anywhere near where they were when we were all stuck inside. All of a sudden, people are shocked. What the hell is that? I don't
Because
get it.
they were betting on its growth to continue. And then when growth doesn't continue, they pull their money out, causing these problems.
Well, I see. That's my issue. I,
Yeah.
I like Spotify or Shopify. They're the ones that really, I think, they did some Russian roulette stuff. They literally thought that they can get all the money and kind of invest it now, and that will somehow continue this acceleration. And it just can't happen like that. When people are able to get it back out and do the stuff that they like to do, and that means not necessarily doing all like 100% of your shopping online, that's immediately going to drive the acceleration. It's going to make people take the feet off the brake of all buying all their stuff online.
But
Why
think about it.
It's a shock to everybody that happened.
Well, but think about it. I mean, I'm just listening to you. If we go back a week ago, how excited you were to go out on the road. You're like, I'm gonna have a mask on. I'm gonna be kind of, the way you felt about it. And then now, after you've been out there, and all of a sudden you got the adrenaline of being around people again.
Make no mistake about it. I was wearing my
mask.
mask.
I mean, I get that.
But it was nice to get out. It was nice to be out.
It was exactly. And I don't think any of us really expected to feel the way we feel about shopping, going out and doing the things that we do. I think we almost kind of got into this mode that this was going to be our life for a protracted period of time.
Well, I don't want to get it twisted either. I like being able to order stuff and not have to go out and get it, sometimes the same day.
Yes.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean I still don't want to go out and do some things, And so when you go from having to do everything online to being able to at least do some stuff, the old traditional way, that means the acceleration goes from to, but it's still going up. But how could people not believe? You can't sustain what was going on.
No.
For those 2 years. There's no way.
You can't. You can't. And I think people literally, I guess if you think about it, like you say, Shopify, right? I think they were like, this is the time to double down. Whenever are we going to have a market like this for our solution, our product, and they were like, okay, now is the time to double down. And I just, hey man, but they just rolled the dice.
Just thinking about Shopify here, they rolled the dice. I guess they, I don't know, they begged or borrowed or did whatever, but did they actually get anywhere near last mile solidified?
No, I mean, but they don't need it.
They don't need it, but it feels like that's what they were trying to do.
They were trying to compete with Amazon,
who had already, well before the pandemic,
years of established. Yes,
right. Did Shopify try to take the pandemic and use that as a way to invest in this stuff?
No, I think they not the pandemic, but the adoption rate of
the accelerated, right?
Yeah, but also at the same time, I don't think they totally took into account the beast that they're trying to compete against. So here we are. They make their move. Now Amazon makes their move with Prime on your own site. I mean, that might not have been a thing had Shopify not come so hard trying to put together a logistics network to compete with Amazon.
But see, when you
I remember when we were talking about that, how ridiculous that was. But
well,
go
of
ahead.
course, yeah. Well, but I think a lot like the Walmarts, which is completely different situation than Shopify, of course, but just the Amazon competitors. What I think they don't take into consideration, because everybody was making money. Everybody was I mean, even if you weren't at the Amazon level, you were still your growth rates were kicking. So
Right.
you were making money. I think what most of Amazon's competitors don't take into consideration is the fact that Amazon doesn't really necessarily rely on e-commerce for their profits. And their profits are what enables them to do all this stuff. They use AWS. And that's the golden goose and Prime. The Shopify does they can't, because they're a platform for a bunch of independents. They don't have a real marketplace like Amazon does, so they can't even create their own real Prime competitively, right?
But Walmart can.
Walmart can, and they see and
Guess
they
who's coming
think what
out?
they can do. They're trying, but
Guess who's launching now?
who, Costco or something?
Macy's.
They're still around.
Yes. They might be around even more if they get this right. You know, one of the things in Australia that has really tampered Amazon's dominance, even after launch, was the fact that a lot of their retailers launched their own third-party platforms. We haven't done that here in the U.S., but I think you got. So somebody was telling me, there is one for Target that's supposedly doing pretty well too. So I think if we start seeing more of these come in, it might bite at the heels of Amazon a little bit.
Interestingly enough, at Dreamforce, Salesforce bought a company earlier this year. I think they're based out of Brazil. It's a company that has a marketplace platform. So Salesforce bought this company, and now they are kind of rolling that underneath the Salesforce umbrella to allow Salesforce customers to create their own marketplaces for their own third-party sellers. So yeah, I think it'll be interesting to see like what, and I bet it's probably more like the smaller retailers. Not, I don't know, maybe I don't know if they're big brands are gonna do this, but or use their platform to do that. But I think you may see more and more companies have to figure out, okay, yeah, we have to be on the Amazon marketplace, but how do we create our own? How do we recruit our own sellers, our third-party sellers, and give them a place to sell on where we can get 30% of the cut, you know?
I mean, if you bring it, it's part of the flywheel. If you bring the customers, the sellers will come.
Yeah, that's the thing that I think most folks, not most, but a lot of folks don't get around marketplaces. It's not about the technology, it's about the ability to attract consumers.
Yes.
There's tons of great technology out there.
Yeah.
But
most of it is easy to reproduce at this point.
Yeah, what excites sellers? Technology or actual
buyers?
No, sellers. What excites sellers?
Simplicity.
Technology or people willing to buy?
Well, yeah, of course that.
If you can say we've got.
But I think a lot of sellers would put it on platforms just to have a percentage of buyers. It doesn't have, if it's simple and easy for us to, spread the love to more and more people and introduce it to more and more customers, they're good with that because it's not a whole lot of sweat off of their brow.
Right. Have you ever heard of this? It's the company they bought is, I don't know how to pronounce it. Atonit. It's ATONIT. Have you ever heard of that?
No, not heard that.
It's a Brazilian e-commerce technology company that they bought earlier this year.
And what they gonna do with it?
Like I said, they're going to allow Salesforce customers to create their own marketplaces for their own third-party sellers.
I could see that.
I think
I could
it's a
see
really
that.
great move. I think it's a very good move because I think you're going to have to figure out if you're a retailer and you want a you want a more direct relationship than you might be able to get on, some of the bigger marketplaces. You want to be able to, kind of make your own rules for your own marketplaces with the third-party sellers that you recruit.
Yeah. And I mean, definitely there are a lot of brands out there that have a great mailing list or a great audience, and putting offers in front of that and taking a piece of those offers.
How important is that when you think about kind of where we are in the current economic conditions? Like, we maybe we're facing some sort of a recession.
Are we really? We're still in the maybe phase. Come on. Anyway.
Well,
okay.
the funny thing is, still unemployment has not ticked up or anything.
It will.
It seems like wages are still slightly going up.
They have to, because look at the daggone recession. I mean, inflation. They have to.
Yeah, but when there's a recession, people are losing jobs, man. I mean,
it's coming. It's coming, bro.
Well,
matter of fact, I just saw a number that what is it? Walmart is hiring 40,000 workers for its Christmas season.
Okay.
Right?
Is that usual? Is that
guess how many they did last year?
What, about twice that or something?
120,000.
Totally to me, that makes sense.
Right.
Because once again, as we said, at least online is decelerating.
And retail in general is going to decelerate as people have less and less money to spend.
Why hasn't that happened yet? I mean, what's keeping people spending at this point?
I just think it's lagging indicators. Those indicators are just, they're lagging. It's coming. And here's what I'll bet you.
All right.
October 1, you're going to start seeing Christmas sales.
When do you usually start seeing them?
After Halloween. After Halloween. And before, you wouldn't see it until Black Friday.
You know what? But here's the thing. Maybe it may be for certain. I'll know when we're in a recession when an new iPhone or something comes out and people don't go crazy for it. Because
when has that ever happened?
That's what I'm saying is, over the last several years, it hasn't happened. Even in bad times, even during the pandemic.
So, I mean,
the things that people want the most, they ain't stopping to get it. They aren't even hesitating.
That's not an indicator.
Well, it is to me, because if you're able to put out, because iPhones are not decreasing in their price when they bring out these new things, and yet still.
But iPhone, I think a lot of people, it's a utility. An iPhone is a utility.
You don't need an iPhone to do the utilitarian kind of stuff. You want the iPhone. Come on.
I get it, but in the buyer's mind, they will. And then the other thing is, there's so many ways that Apple pads the iPhone buyer. Like right now, you can get an iPhone 14 if you sign up for this program at AT&T.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So,
but there's no lack of willingness to do that kind of stuff. It's not like they're like, well, shoot, we got to eat, so we can't do that.
And I mean, who is the iPhone buyer?
You? Well, not you.
No, not me. I'm not that crazy.
You're not.
But the actual iPhone buyer is not the average American with the average pocketbook.
If I'm not mistaken, this year in the U.S., the iPhone became the top selling mobile phone. So that means, yes, it is actually.
Yeah, but again, like I said, you're not dishing out the actual cash for it. You're getting it because you signed up for a phone plan. It's not like everybody's walking into Apple store.
You're paying now or paying later. You're paying.
But yes, absolutely. But they make it affordable. Even though the price keeps going sky high,
They know people. It's
and
almost like
people aren't necessarily walking out and spending $1,200, $1,300,
it's like
dropping that down and walking away with the phone.
it's like an opioid. People can't give
We'd
them
have to
up.
look at these numbers too. How many people actually buy the physical iPhone cash and walk out?
Oh, most people get it because the only reason that you don't do that is because they make these plans where you do better off if you buy it through
If you keep
if you buy it through a vendor.
right,
So why not?
because they
Because
make the
they lock
money
you
off
into
of the
their monthly
plans.
payment. Exactly.
Exactly.
But people would buy them if they weren't doing that, though. That's the issue.
Possibly. I'm not going to. People are stupid. So, I mean, that's not new.
And say hello to Steve Levesque. Zero invested more today.
He said zero sold, invested more.
Oh, okay. So he doubled down.
Of
Which
course.
is probably, as long as you're in it for the long term, that's the smart thing to do.
It's on sale.
The people that try the time stuff,
Always.
forget it.
Always and getting in trouble.
Yeah, forget.
Right?
Now,
day traders.
The people who I do, feel for are folks who are close to retirement and have been banking
have to take
on
their money out.
Yeah, so it's hard to see 22% down for the year.
Yeah.
When you were hoping this would be your last year of work and you could, cash it in. This probably means that it won't be, people's last year of work if they were really dependent on, where it was at the beginning of the year versus where it is now. But yeah, Steve, you're right. Yeah. If you got a pretty, at least a 5 to 10 year time horizon, why am I talking like a damn financial advisor all of a sudden?
Yeah, because
I ain't. Don't take my advice.
Not take any advice from Brent Leary on finance. Shit.
I had to stop myself on that one. What the hell? My name ain't Kramer.
But I mean, hey.
I mean, it's common sense, though.
But I want to get back on this. Do not use the iPhone to be the barometer on whether or not
I'm not using it in a vacuum. I'm just saying, if it's something that people want badly, they're going to buy it if they have any means,
absolutely.
If they have any means at all.
Yes,
if
but
you
I will
don't
tell
have
you,
the means, you can't buy it. That means, oh shit, we are in a recession. These people can't buy the stuff they really want now.
Here's something that I just really did. I got a fly. I bought tickets. I'm going to Thailand, right?
Oh, nice.
I got these tickets at a crazy low rate, right? And then I'm like, well, let me look, because I got to get to JFK. So I'm like, let me look.
Oh, okay.
What?
That means so you have to get tickets from here to JFK now.
Oh yeah, there's right. Yeah, there's. Let me just tell you, if you're going somewhere, find the major airport and then worry about getting to the major airport from there.
Okay.
Always. I mean, if the amount I pay to go to Thailand from JFK versus Thailand from Atlanta is thousands of dollars difference. But so I'm like, let me use my points. I can get a New York flight. Check your points right now. For like 18,000 points. I've never been able to go to New York. Yes.
Damn. That's great.
It's insane. So what that is showing to me is like, maybe the airlines are starting to feel the pinch too, pushing it out, because I'm not going until February of next year.
Right? Well, you're not traveling during the holiday season where they can
really
get you.
But they kind of know how booked in advance they normally are, and they price based on that. So some of these prices are very low right now. So that's another sign.
Okay.
Like I said, I've talked to other e-commerce players and they've seen slowdowns. So, I mean, it could be it. I just think there's a leading, or a trailing indicators that we use a lot of times that says we're not in one, but we're in one, bro. I'm telling you.
I want to see this year's fourth quarter holiday.
Yep.
I think that could be very telling.
Could be. Could be. Could be. I think here's what I want to see what layoffs come in fourth quarter. That's the one that's going to be telling. Because fourth quarter is when they do layoffs anyway. So
well, these companies have already done that.
They've done some. I think they'll do some more cutting.
All right, I want to move to something else.
All right, move to something else.
Because I think another thing that Amazon has at its disposal that could be life-saving in from a financial or whatever business perspective. Have you seen the Thursday night football ratings that Amazon is getting?
No, but I finally watched a piece of it.
13 million viewers for Thursday night football streaming on the Amazon Prime network. They're saying it's already having a positive impact on subscriber numbers and financials. That's another component. I tell you, that's why Apple is doing this thing with football. I mean, Apple was paying, I think, $50 million to get the rights to
the Super Bowl
halftime.
To the Super Bowl thing.
There is nothing like live sports because nothing else seems to do the trick when it comes.
There's nothing left like live sports.
What?
There's nothing left like live sports
that makes people appointment viewing. There's nothing else that gives you appointment viewing like live sports. Amazon is let's put it like it. I think we're also going to have to start looking at, how we always talk about acquisitions, like companies buy these billion-dollar acquisitions for these kind of companies. Like Amazon has bought several companies. Even this year, they bought a couple, the robot company and the health company, Health One. They bought Health One. They bought iRobot and all that kind of stuff. We're going to have to start looking at these acquisitions, like what they're doing with football rights and what they're doing with Lord of the Rings. I was on talking today on the Gilmore Gang, and it sounds like they're about to buy the rights to some other of those kind of. Oh, it's the Blade Runner series. Apparently, they're going to make their like a Blade Runner universe, like they're doing with the Lords of the Rings. They're spending $1 billion here for that. They're spending $1 billion there.
Well, I mean, Disney wrote that.
Well, they have the Marvel, and then
but I'm saying they wrote that book.
But what I'm saying is, Amazon once again has a lever that when you take in conjunction with all the other stuff that some of these other companies don't, because the return on investment on a Lord of the Rings, I think you get much faster than when you buy a Whole Foods for $13 billion, and you might have to wait years to get that back.
Maybe.
Think about it.
I just don't. I mean, how do you really? You think a lot of people have come to the marketplace because of Lord of the Rings?
It's not just, but it's easier for them to spend like $750 million on that and get a pretty quick turnaround and investment, because it's not like buying a bricks and mortar. It's not like buying a separate business and then trying to integrate it into the mothership. They can pluck off $1 billion here and $1 billion there in the stuff like this and get a pretty significant return on investment quickly.
But you got to prove that they're getting a return on their investment.
Well, apparently they're already getting a return on the Thursday night football.
Okay, but that's not Lord of the Rings.
Well, but see,
nobody's tuning in to watch Lord of the Rings.
Bundle and Barb. Hey, Bundle and Barb. We see you.
Live.
Amazon just bought a shipping service company. What's Pirate Ship?
No.
I don't know what that is. It makes sense that them buying a shipping company is like fine pruning what they already have.
That's saving
good.
Some money.
But what I'm saying is, I think
nobody. You can't compare the NFL to Lord of the Rings, though.
I'm not making a direct comparison. I'm saying they're able to take $1 billion
and
for
buy up this franchise,
and then try
then
and then
create some content around it, and
yeah,
hopefully get more people to subscribe
if they're able
or
to
at
create
least hold on to their
if
subscribers.
they're able to create a universe around this Lord of the Rings, I don't know if they will be or not, but I think it's easier for them to try. It's not as intense for them to spend the money and try to do that than it is to buy a $5 billion company and then integrate that in. I think they're able to try these things. They're able to, if Lord of the Rings doesn't work, maybe this Blade Runner thing might work, or they might see another franchise they may want to try to build out into a universe. It's one of these, and there's fanatics out there for a lot of this stuff.
Well, absolutely. But I mean, hey, Disney got the best of them. They got the best of the best. They got Pixar and Star Wars
Well,
and
they
Marvel.
already had franchises that were already built out. I'm just
That's what
saying.
I'm saying. But I mean, do you know how many? Do you have Disney Plus?
Yeah, because I get the Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN bundle mostly for the
So
ESPN.
what's the new show that just is getting ready to start right now? The new
I
Star
don't
Wars
know. They
show.
got that Lady Hulk thing, which
No, but the Star Wars show. I heard She-Hulk ain't too bad, but I mean, there's a new Star Wars coming out.
that's what Bundle and Barb is right. They'll get more Prime members by launching this new content. That's
No, they
absolutely
won't.
Right.
That's bullshit.
Alan,
That's what they hope. That's what they hope.
says-
But I guarantee you, if we looked at the numbers, this Lord of the Rings ain't bringing nobody new to them Prime numbers. That's what I'm saying. And they spent hundreds of millions of dollars building this out.
Right, but it's the first go around.
It is the first go around. Something else might work. You never know.
And they've got they put out, what is it, like 25 million folks watch the first episode, whatever. Now there's some folks that can't stand it because there's some diversity stuff going on in there.
There's some Puritans.
Yeah, there's some nefarious MFers that are around that stuff.
They're real Puritans.
Yeah,
man.
Alan says there's a lot more to the movies. Yeah, there's the movie and the gaming stuff.
I think the gaming could be a good. And hey, put a world around a game, and I think you'll hit.
Oh yeah,
I think you'll hit it.
So I think Amazon is starting to look in building these universes out.
Well, good luck.
And then be able to monetize these things. And I will say, I think if they're successful with this,
I just don't think it's a home run yet.
I'm not saying it's a home run right now. I'm just saying if they're successful doing that, you might see more of their efforts diverted into that as opposed to buying a lot, more and more of these bricks and mortar traditional businesses, because the digital stuff is the most profitable revenue you can get.
Well, like I said, that's great. It's just not the NFL.
Well, of course.
I mean, I get it.
NFL.
And the other thing is, a lot of people will, for the season, they will pay for Prime, and then when the season's over, they'll leave. So you have that. I'm trying to remember who I was watching a story on. Oh, HBO has that problem.
All right, look at. I think this is Bundle and Barb. Look it up. On their first,
that's what I just said.
They sold more. No, you said they weren't selling.
I said no. I said the NFL is not what we're talking about. If we can't compare the NFL.
No, I'm just saying
movies.
That's one lever. Live sports. Live sports is like at the top of the heap.
That's great, but let's remove the live sports from this discussion.
No, because it's part of the mix.
All right, well, then it's fine. Part of the mix. Fine. The NFL brings.
And NFL is at the top of the heap.
People watch the NFL. That's amazing. I can't believe that. Wow.
Nah, it's not just that they watch the NFL. It's that
they've been fighting over the NFL on networks for years.
Yeah,
yes, NFL brings viewers. I agree. The NFL brings viewers.
It's not
yes.
It's
what?
It's not just
new.
The NFL.
That's not news.
NFL is the most obvious of the live sports.
That's the only one.
No, it's not, because we're not soccer fans here. but these soccer fans are worldwide and they are crazy about that stuff. I just don't
Absolutely.
get it. But somebody, I think Apple or somebody bought the rights to some of that stuff, and they're gonna make
Might
some
be
money off
Apple.
of that.
It might be Apple.
Wait a
But
minute.
live sports.
Why is Bundle and Barb saying she's rarely full of shit?
I don't know.
I believe you. I'm on your side, Bundle and Barb. It's the cold one, the bold one. He's the one against you.
Whatever. Y'all just talk amongst yourselves. Like I said, the NFL is not Lord of the Rings. And the fact that you want to compare the NFL to Lord of the Rings.
It doesn't even have to be the Lord of the Rings.
Well, that's what I said. Let's remove the NFL from this equation.
No, because the NFL was an $8 billion expenditure, not a $1 billion expenditure.
Exactly.
But
so you're saying that they've got $8 billion from the NFL now?
No, the rights. It's like $1 billion a year for the next 8 years or something like that. And that's only 16 games or whatever. So it's so the NFL, like you said, it's in a unique, special, rarefied air.
Absolutely.
But you don't have to be that in order to hit singles, doubles, and triples, and even home runs with some of these other possibilities. Yeah. Like Blade Runner. The people.
But here's okay, I get you, and I agree. However, I don't feel as though Amazon is so uniquely positioned to do these deals. So anything that Amazon can do, others are already doing.
I'm talking about when you take it and look at the whole of the business. Amazon has AWS. Of course, they have retail. They have their own advertising platform. The only companies that could really compete at that level are like the Apples.
I don't even see them being
Google. Apple can, because Apple is actually building out their content, their Apple Plus TV. They're putting a lot of resources into that, including live sports. Google, I don't know if they're doing live sports, but they better be, because at some point they're going to need it. Netflix, I don't know. I think Netflix might end up getting bought by somebody before too long, because I don't know if you can do standalone content provider.
That's the thing. It's like, the NFL. I'm sorry, Netflix.
Oh, wait a minute. You need to apologize to Barb. She says you said she was full of
shit. No, I'm not apologizing.
That's cold.
I said I didn't say you were full of shit.
What did you say?
I don't know, but do you remember me saying Barb is full of shit?
I think you just said it, and
I said that's a bunch of bullshit. That's what I said.
Barb, he said it. I'm about
you. But if I hurt your feelings, I'm sorry.
Yeah, as he laughs.
No, that's just not a real apology.
No,
but no, I didn't say, Barb, you're full of shit. So if that's the way it came across, then I apologize.
Then what?
I said I apologize.
Okay. I want you. Anyway, don't be dissing Bundle and Barb.
I know. Yeah. But the deal is, I don't think there is room enough maybe for Netflix going forward.
You don't think, or you do think?
Nah, they're going to have some other. I mean, either that or they're just going to have to keep raising their prices, and that's going to be a problem.
Who do you think would buy Netflix then?
I think they would just take it apart and buy their shows.
Oh, you mean just pick the bone?
Just pick the shows that you want. Did you watch the Netflix special on the Netflix, whatever it's called, how Netflix was built?
No.
I want to think that's on. I think it's on Amazon, but it's on one of those shows. But anyway, it talks about how Netflix got built and how they whooped, Blockbuster's ass, right? And I see a lot of the things that they did to Blockbuster, people are doing to them now. Right? So it's like you said, the primes of the world, they've got unlimited bandwidth to spend money on shows and expand. So if Netflix doesn't have a better income stream, they're going to be in trouble.
Well, that's why they're adding the ad stuff eventually.
And who wants that?
Well, if you don't want it, I guess you'll be willing to pay the premium for the non-ad supported
They're
member.
turning into a network.
I'm getting very close to dropping Netflix because I don't really need it. There's so much content everywhere else. I don't watch it that much.
Yeah, but they got some shows that I have to see.
Like what? What do you have to see?
I mean, what is it called?
I don't know.
I'm stuck on
What, Stranger Things or something? I
yeah,
don't
I'm
know.
stuck on Stranger Things.
Shit.
But the deal is when Stranger Things comes out, people buy into Netflix and then after it's over, they
Right.
opt out.
You watch for a month or two.
Right.
You
Right.
binge and then you're out.
And then
That's
you're
what
out.
I do. That's what I do. I cycle my Amazon video channels. I'll do BritBox for a month or two, then I drop off. See you. I'll see what's on in 5 months. Because I
And you
don't
do
want
it through Amazon?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Interesting.
There's like 4 channels that I cycle through. I'm gonna start doing like that on Netflix. I'm gonna be like, a month on, 3 months off.
So you don't think though that people would do that to Amazon?
They already are. They're doing that. I'm doing it.
Then you
But I
think
always
that
come
some
back.
people would do that for the NFL?
Yeah, just for the NFL. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, that was my only
But
point.
see, here's the thing. By them signing up to watch the NFL, that provides Amazon an opportunity to win them over with other stuff, to keep them on after the NFL season's over.
How do they do that?
By continually adding to that Prime membership.
I'm just wondering. I mean, it's like if I get on there and I just take this just to watch Thursday Night Football,
Right.
how are they engaging me more into the other aspects
because they got all their own
Amazon
ads running during that broadcast. Yeah. And when you go see, you don't have like a Fire TV or anything like that, right?
No, I use it through YouTube.
Okay.
Is that what you mean?
So yeah, so I have Fire TV, so you turn it on and you got your home screen, and your home screen has all sorts of watch the trailer for this, or you want to
okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
So they're trying to get me hooked on other programming.
Absolutely.
Oh,
that's
okay.
their opportunity.
Yeah, I guess so.
Because
they just don't have. I don't know, man.
They don't have what?
They just don't have. You know what? I'll give you this. Here's the problem, and I noticed today that I went out there and they changed the header where they have large images of the shows that they're trying to market to you a little bit, but their menu is so garbage compared to Netflix that it literally frustrates me to watch or to find things on Prime. It actually does.
See, I think it may be a little different experience when you have the Fire TV versus how you get into it. I don't know how you get into it, but it's not that hard to navigate for me.
I mean, if you do the two experiences side by side?
No, because I don't have any YouTube. I have
not YouTube. Just saying Netflix.
Oh,
you compare Netflix. I think Netflix has the best menus and the best navigation.
They get on my nerves too because they're always changing. They're always doing something different. Sometimes I want a little, I want some familiarity. I don't want everything always changing every damn time I go into Netflix. And they do it a lot. I mean,
all right.
And they always they want to put, they're all trying to do the same thing. They want to put in front of you what they think is going to keep your eyeballs peeled. So live football, check. That does it. And that does it on their time, not on your time, which is the biggest trick in the world. When you can buy content that makes people have to show up at one particular time to watch.
But I can't think of another thing other than NFL, bro.
There's other lives. NBA is another one. There are people, it's a smaller group of people. But
is that for sale?
I think TNT and ESPN and maybe NBC, they're all split it up. I think it's mostly ESPN and TNT at this point.
And then ESPN is Disney.
And ESPN is Disney. So there you go. So they
I'm
they
telling
got
you, you know what? It's about to be a bloodbath out there, man.
What do you mean?
I'm telling you, I mean, like these next contracts that are coming up are going to be sky high.
Think about this. I think Steph is about to sign a contract. This is crazy. I think where he's going to make about $50 million a year just off of basketball, because these TV contracts keep getting bigger and bigger, which means the pie gets split with the players, bigger and bigger. And I just heard that Under Armour is about to do a lifetime contract with Steph worth $1 billion.
A lifetime contract?
A lifetime contract, $1 billion. Wow. Yeah, we could go on and on about this stuff.
Yeah, that's I don't know. I'm not a big fan of talking about sports, but when we talk about the money in sports, I want to do a show on it.
Well, think about, as you said over and over, what's the one thing that makes people watch on appointment? Sports, live sports.
Yes.
And these dudes, and if you're a Steph or a LeBron, so it's not just the general aspect of people watch sports, it's they watch you.
Well, there you go. We could turn that into a story world.
Oh wow, Alan, that's better. That's better than Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds didn't even come close to making that kind of money. Oh, but no, you know what, Alan? Okay, Barry Bonds was appointment television, especially in 2001 and 2004.
Yes.
Because ESPN would cut in to whatever
to tell you whatever. Yeah,
and show
he's up. Yeah, he's up at the plate. I remember that. But they're going through this right now with 2 home run hitters.
Well, Aaron Judge is the one that's driving all that. Bobby Bonilla. Bobby Bonilla is like 75 years old. He's still getting paid by the Mets.
There's nothing better than that.
Yeah. So
that's the best contract ever.
Sports, to a much greater or much lesser extent, the potential for live music in terms of some individual artists may be able to do stuff like this.
I could see a Beyonce concert.
She could probably do it because she's got a huge following.
I could see it killing it. Yeah, I bet you she's working on it right now.
There's only
although you can't do that until after you go on tour.
Well, look, you can even stream your tour. I don't know, but what I'm just saying is there are very few things on this earth where people are willing to commit to the other thing's time and not do it on their time. Live sports, and if you are a superstar among superstars, an individual can even drive that.
I'm just thinking about that. YouTube already does live events.
Yeah, they do
they stream events live.
Yeah, these gaming dudes are actually they're kind of doing it on a much smaller scale.
No, I'm saying like the headliners for Coachella are live on YouTube.
Okay, yeah. See, now
then they take it down. You can't see it after you got to watch it live, or you're not going to see it.
But they couldn't even sustain that past that conference week or something like that. But it's a good example of if you're able to get the right ingredients involved, you can make people watch on your time if you give them what they want.
You know what? You have swayed me to your side. There, I said it. If you get the right live event, it could actually. Now.
Wow. I'm going to end it on that note because I don't think that's ever happened.
You will ever, you better take it while it's hot. There's no reheating. You can't re-microwave it. None of that. Eat it while it's hot.
Good. So all right, to button this all up, who else other than Amazon can pull this all together and make it potentially work?
Yeah, I mean, Amazon, Apple, and Google can all do that.
Google.
Yeah. Yeah. YouTube can do that,
Yeah.
you know? So I can see that. I'm stuck on YouTube TV personally.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, what is it? $65 a month?
Yeah, just as a cable service, that's what it really
Yeah.
is. I like it. You know,
I mean, it does what I need. What
it
I
does what
need
I,
it to
yeah,
do.
it gives me the shows I need.
Yeah,
So
and I can get it from anywhere.
then you can get it from anywhere. You
All
know?
right.
So there you go.
All right. I
You
like this one.
guys.
This was good.
You
Yeah,
guys
I like this one.
giving
I
me
like
trouble.
I like the fact that you finally saw the error of your judgment and decided to
Ah,
walk towards the light, as I like
whatever.
to say.
You and Barb got all over me, so now I'm feeling
That's right.
it a little bit.
Don't be messing with Bundle and Barb.
I know.
Not gonna let that work.
Uh,
All right. So
all right.
I don't think I'll be. I think I'll be in the air on next week.
Oh, so no show next Friday, huh?
Yeah, I'm. If I let me see if I get home in time, I'll do it.
All right. Well, that's cool. I think we need to take a day, a week off.
Yeah, we've been
anyway.
going pretty hard at this.
Yeah. Let's take a week off, and we got some strategy stuff to do.
Yeah, some strategery.
Some strategery.
That's what they
So-
call it.
Those of you that follow the show, we won't be here next week because Brent.
Oh well,
What?
I why did I book this?
2 weeks in a row?
No, my flight leaves Vegas Friday at 6 in the morning, and I'm supposed to be home by 1 o'clock, so I could do it.
Oh, well, there you go. We'll be back next week, folks.
Well, that's all dependent on
Let's
Delta.
let's put it on him. Let's make him work.
Oh God!
He'll
All
wake
right,
up at 6 a.m., which will be what? Our time. Oh, you're gonna be so
that'll be
tired.
9 o'clock. That'll be. I'll just stay awake. Shit.
You'll be so tired. I can't wait.
I'll sleep on the plane.
There you go.
All right. Anyway, so you going anywhere next week?
No, I'm stuck.
You are. You. This is the longest you've gone. Haven't gone anywhere in a while.
Don't worry about me. I'm happy. I'm excited.
How's the mind melding? Are you
The Mastermind Mind Melding is fantastic. We're putting together the event for October. You know what? Here's one thing I will tell you is I have stopped going to a lot of conferences just to be going.
really?
Oh yeah. You know, it's just if I'm not really working it, I ain't going. Because I don't need to. So
Yeah,
this is my new life.
you over there melding minds and shrinking heads and all that stuff.
We
You
just
do.
working, helping small business.
You know, brainwashing small business folk.
We don't brainwash. We just make you believe in your own dreams.
Oh, okay. All right, Tony Robbins. Thanks for if you can see it, you can be it.
Oh my God. No, it ain't that easy.
You gonna walk those burning coals.
It was funny. I was on a call today and I'm telling the girl, I'm like, here's what you gotta do. Right. And she comes back to me. She's like, I thought it was easy. I was like, no, that's the lie they tell you all the time. Oh, it's easy to start your own business. It's easy to market. No, it's not easy.
Oh, it's easy to start. It's harder to stay in business.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a lot.
All right. Don't be leaving them liars, folks. Stick with the cold one, the bold one. He'll shrink your head real good.
Goodbye.
All right, folks. Have a great weekend. Deuces.
Deuces.
Let me get my fingers, my faces. Look at that.
What
That's
are
interesting.
you really?
All right. We'll see. ya.
Goodbye.